I mean, I can remember like stuff that people have given me, just in person. Like I know we had a Korean fan mate that there was like a super fan there that just went around with like a hat that she wanted to put on you to take a picture with. I think me and Medios did like the heart thing together because she was like forcing it. I mean, it wasn't like anything nice done for me. I mean, I've gotten cookies a few times from one fan. I think it was during Worlds where we couldn't go out to see fans, and she like asked the management to bring cookies up. It's like, oh wow, nice. Well, I think the only ever time that it was, talked about like leaving, that was kind of like a Riot pushed agenda. I never really said it. It was just like, you guys are doing terribly sneaky. What would you think about, joining a different team? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, we're like 8th place LCS right now. That was 2015 summer where we barely made it into the spot that isn't relegated, so we kept our circuit points. That was like the only time I've ever even like considered it, and it wasn't even like anything past that. It was like literally Riot asking me like that question. So I've never really considered leaving C9, honestly. It would be a really weird experience for sure. I mean, I guess all of my members of the original roster have experienced it. Medios left and came back a few times. I did the same thing. Lemon and Balls recently only moved to the FlyQuest team, but that one was also a weird experience, I think, for them, because I don't even know if they were really sure if they were going to play or not. They just kind of were playing the Challenger thing, and then it ended up pushing into a opportunity for the LCS spot. It's different for sure. Different environment without Lemon High Balls, because I mean I'd been around them for such a long time. I kind of knew what they'd be doing. High is always really commanding in the game. Lemon always has a lot of like strategical questions, like what we should be doing. I know he had a lot of like strong level ones he liked doing. He's like obsessed with pick ban. He has the notebook. He likes doing it. I don't know if he'd ever really like want to give control up of pick ban to anyone when he's on a team. So I miss the guys for sure. It was a pretty nice experience, playing against them today. That is a weird name for the recovering of the game. I had actually confused with what you're saying, but it was pretty interesting. I didn't expect it at all that they'd be able to bring the game back to 20 seconds before the bug happened. I think it's actually a really nice feature that exists in Dota, I think. I'm fairly sure. I haven't actually seen it, but I've heard of it. And it's pretty insane, because we would have, if we had to do a remake, we would have had to do completely new pick bans, and that means they could go for like a zillion ban instead of the cannon ban second phase, which kind of just ruins the team's plans. But if you go in a remake where you just drop back 30 seconds, it's like, wow, okay, well, that bug that just happened probably isn't going to happen unless it's just a completely broken champion. So yeah, it felt pretty good with whatever the name you said it was. I haven't really thought about too much for like the aftermath of League for me, like after my playing career. I'm not entirely sure if coaching is like too viable, because it's actually really hard to do, I think, to be a really good coach. I don't think it's just like, look at replays, just, you guys screwed up here, but you kind of have to have the answer yourself to these plays. Like, say you watched your team do a bad play and you're dragging or something, you have to have an answer like, what should they be doing instead? And that kind of thing. And I think Reaper does that really well right now. He's been around for such a long time in the game League that he's built up a ton of experience, and he's been on a bunch of Korean teams that he's done pretty well with. So he has a lot of knowledge, and I think it'd be really hard for me. But I mean, I would maybe try it out. Lemon kind of did that when he retired. It was an interesting experience. That's kind of what I was talking about, where like you just go into a match like, you guys screwed up here. It's not the worst, but it's just like you kind of have to have an extra level of knowledge about the game.
It sounds like fun just getting to point out everyone like you messed up here every single time.
I mean, you kind of have to be a little mean with it, like a little strict, because if you're super light about it, then they don't really take you seriously, the players. They'll be like, yeah, I know, and like blow it off, like as if it didn't really matter. But it's like a lot of these mistakes do add up in the game, and you kind of have to impound that into your players.